Okay, so at the center of the reading is a new relationship. So I really feel like in December, you had this stilted feeling of like things not progressing like you want to. And now we have like a breakthrough of the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups has to do with relationships, has to do with emotions, but also has to do with contracts with another person that you feel connected to on a soul level. So having the Two of Cups show up right in the center is that this connection with the other person, that you're making a very clear, concise decision to see this connection through, is permeating everything that you do this month in January. So here we have in relationships and love, we have the Nine of Wands reversed, the Page of Cups, and then the Ace of Wands. So here you go. So having the Nine of Cups in reverse is you don't know if it's really worth fighting for anymore. You don't know if it's worth standing your ground, that you're really exhausted and tired, and you don't know if you want to just rest and throw in the towel or if you want to continue. Well, the Page of Cups is here with a message. And so the Page of Cups often is a younger energy, but it's innocent, it's naive, it's sweet, it means well, even if it doesn't always end up that way. And so the message, which is interesting, is we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So we have two aces already showing up in the reverse. So those are new beginnings, but they're also stilted, so they're not ready to happen yet. So the Page of Wands, I feel like, is, since it's a very sweet, kind energy, it's saying, don't give up quite yet. Don't give up. There is passion there. You just have to find it. You're not seeking it out in the appropriate manner. So this here is really saying, like, it wants to begin. This passion, this fire, this vigor in this relationship wants to go through wants to carry through in your life, but you're questioning it. But especially since we have the Two of Cups here, it's, this is about union, this is about connection. And so I feel like, Capricorn, maybe it might be you who are trying to, push this aside, say, no, I don't want to be a part of it. No, I'm not ready. Is what this is all about, is I'm not ready for this to begin. But you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your spirit, that this connection here means something and needs to be explored. So don't deny that, and don't let it just pass you by out of fear. Really explore it, look at it, of course, be honest with yourself, be honest with the situation, but there is something there that you really need to look at that could start a really beautiful new beginning for you. Okay, so in career we have the Six of Swords, then we have the Chariot, and then the Tower reverse. So you're moving on in your career to something brand new, and you're very hesitant about it, but you know that it needs to happen. And as soon as you start this journey, this career, switching careers, I'm thinking, are you guys switching roles in your job? And you're moving on, and at first you're a little bit hesitant, but once you start to get some momentum, you're just going to sail on through, and you're going to feel really good in heart and mind about your choice. But it's just getting that ball rolling. So if you have to, give your notice, which is never fun, but in your heart of hearts that this is the right thing, and you have something lined up that you already are going to go do, but you're just hesitant because you're comfortable in your position, then you need to do it, especially since we have the Tower. The Tower is in reverse, though, so it's not as heavy as when the Tower is upright. I mean, it's still a shift, a drastic shift at that, but it's easier to digest. It's easier to take on. So when the Tower is in reverse, it's like you kind of have an inkling that it's going to happen, and you already have some things already in place to handle this challenge, to handle this shift. So I really do feel like, you know that you're supposed to be changing who you are in your career and what your career is in some regard. And you just have to start. As soon as you start, the momentum will happen, and like the change will be much, much easier. In finances, we have the Five of Swords reversed. And then we have the Knight of Discs, which is lovely to have in finance. And the Two of Discs reversed. Okay, So I really feel like the King of Discs, Capricorn, it could definitely be you, seeing as, Pentacles and Discs are earth signs, and Capricorn, you are an earth sign. So Pentacles are Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But you're having a battle with someone over your finances, over how to take care of your finances. And the argument has to do with like the balance of finances. So if you're, let's say, divorced and you're trying to figure out money for the children, after the holidays, like who spent what on what, and you and your ex-spouse are going back and forth, going, well, I spent this, well, I spent this, well, that, I didn't want you to spend it on that, and just battling back and forth. And you can't come to an agreement on who owes what to whom. And the thing about the Five of Swords in reverse is you do run the risk of losing this battle, especially with Mercury in retrograde at this point. So if you can, just kind of let it just simmer for a little bit longer, I think you'll have a better chance of coming to an agreement later on in the month and to find balance that way. But it does run the risk of you losing out on money if you don't hold your ground in a very honest, clear fashion, and that you have the best intentions for yourself and everyone involved in it. Because when we have the King of Wands upright, they take care of their kingdom. They make it beautiful. They make it feel content and safe for all those included. And so that is going to be your role in this, is to say, okay, that seems fair. Wait, no, that does not seem fair. And not just looking out for your best interest, but looking out for the interest of everyone involved. And that will alleviate the issue. Now, if you are, if you don't have any financial issues with somebody else, then this is really being fair in your life. Like, do you really need, I don't know, a sailboat right now in December? Do you? Or January? No, you don't. So be fair. Save that money for another day. Things like that. Just think of it, find the balance, and be mature about your finances. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We'll get to this card in just a minute. I'm looking at the Seven of Discs, and that was the extra card. So then we have the Knight of Wands reversed. And Three of Pentacles or Discs. And the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is your health. So along with health is your mind, body, spirit connection. I feel like you might be a little overzealous with what you're doing, and you're like, your New Year's resolution is to lose 20 pounds, gain 30 pounds of muscle, and, eat right, and become vegan all at one time. And so you're like gung-ho on it, and it's just a little too overzealous. And I think you have, once again, you have your best intentions. Like, there's a lot about like intentionality up here with your relationships. You have your best intentions, and people recognize that, and they're like, go for it. You can do it. You can do that. Definitely. But your heart is not in it. Your mind is not in it. Like, you just, the Eight of Swords is like, well, I'm tired. I don't know what to do. But you do know what to do, because the Eight of Swords in reverse is saying, okay, if you want to do this, make it happen. It's up to you. You're just not making it happen. It's like it's time to actually get off and make this happen. And so having the Knight of Wands is in reverse is kind of like, being like, well, I'm going to party for a little bit longer. Oh, I'm going to eat that cheeseburger more. Blah, 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 blah. All these different things that aren't helping you out, but pulling you back in a way. So you have to cut this. You have to cut this out. You have to cut out this Knight of Wands energy, and it could be somebody in your life who is acting as the Knight of Wands. And they're often a fire sign, so it's going to be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. But they're like, come on, just one more drink. Oh, come on, one more holiday cookie. Oh, come on, you don't need to sleep. Those people who are super fun but aren't doing things in your best interest. So definitely say, okay, no, this isn't helping me out anymore. And there's people who in your circle who can see, like, hey, we see your potential, we see what you're trying to do here, and we support you, and we can't wait to see what you do. So go towards those. Go towards the people who actually want to build you up instead of break you down. And the Seven of Discs is looking at your progress, looking at everything that's going on in your life and being like, what can I cut out? What can I keep? What is working? What isn't? And so January is really in every sector all about that. Like, is this relationship really worth working on? And I really do feel like you're not giving it its full gusto. Or I need to start this new position, but I'm scared. And it's like, well, is the work worth it? Absolutely, go for it. Okay, so let's call in the angels. I'm shuffling right now. Angels, calling in the highest of light, the highest of energy to guide us on this reading. Angels, what added message do you have for my Capricorns? It's this one. You are a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in love, service to the divine. Look at that. Wow. Let me read it to you one more time. You are a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. So this is really interesting, seeing as in the center we do have the Two of Cups, which is about connection. So it could be not only connection to somebody else, but connection to the divine. Don't forget your spirit. Don't forget the energy of the earth, Earth Mother around you, and all of the vibrations that it's giving you to lift you up. And it's powerful and it's strong, and you have a straight beeline connection to that world. So use it to manifest a healthy, energetic, joyful situation for your life, and by doing that, that will spread to others.